Good day and welcome to my video explaining the workings of my project, which is based on the Arduino R3 unit. It is a low-cost weather data monitoring unit that then uses the Sigfox network to relay the data to ThingsPeak for display. Thank you. Right, here we have the unit booting, showing an LCD test, clearly, and then moving on. The unit will then speak to the sensors. There's the DH22 and the D18B20 one-wire sensor. There's the potentiometer that reads the wind position or the wind direction, and that was where the turbine goes as per the stalls. We now have some temperatures and things here. We have the temperature 19.6 degrees, 56% relative humidity. And just to confirm that, I have an external unit here, which will show us a temperature of 19.6 degrees. Right, we'll now move on to show on the computer what a serial monitor of what is actually happening, what the Arduino is receiving, and the data message that it is then sending via the Sigfox network. We'll then move directly to ThingsPeak and we'll show that the message is received there and then displayed correctly. Okay, here we have the serial monitor, COM7 serial monitor hooked up directly to the Arduino, showing the message traffic that will be sent via the Sigfox network to ThingsPeak. Here I'm showing my Sigfox device ID, which is the first part. Then I show the humidity and the temperature from the DHT22, 56.1% relative humidity, 19.4 temperature. Then I have the Celsius temperature from the D18B20 one-wire sensor reading at 19.12. I have a potentiometer reading of 193, in other words, a direction of 193, which is basically just off south. Wind turbine value of 14. Messages then, as we've mentioned before, is then packaged and sent and acknowledged. We'll then move on to the ThingsPeak and show the raw data coming in as well as the displayed data on ThingsPeak. Okay, here we have the raw data, a CSV export of the raw data coming in from ThingsPeak, showing the UTC or GMT timestamp, the message as packaged and received, then they're broken up into the bytes. 64, remember the value from the wind turbine was 14. I do add some padding, a value of 50, in other words, so the 14 has had 50 added to it. The 193 has had 50 added to it, all that stuff. That is all stripped off in a Matlab app before the data is displayed. I will move on to that and show the Matlab app as well as the displayed data. Here we have the Matlab code in ThingsPeak to receive the raw data, as we mentioned, as I showed in the CSV file. We then strip off that padding, the 50 padding. We reassemble the MSB and LSB. We put it into the output array and we send that to our display channel. The display channel will then display this exactly. Here's the data as left the Arduino unit. 14 on the wind turbine, direction 193, temperature of 19.26 and a 57.4% relative humidity. And then lastly here we have the ThingsPeak display, the final display channel where I show the data coming through there. The wind speed, as we discussed, is 14. The direction 193, which is over here, 193. The temperature 19.26 degrees, and then as we said, the relative humidity at 57.4 degrees. And finally, we have the data output via ThingsPeak which can also be accessed from a smart device as per the attached screenshots. And here I'm showing the data channel, which is in fact now also public, so this can also be accessed, and we go from there. And I think hereby I have achieved what I set out to do: make a low-cost weather data monitoring unit, sampling the data using the Arduino and using the Sigfox as the low-cost data transfer network. Thank you.